Monday, December 2nd, day 2. Feel pretty good, surprisingly. A little bit of nuttiness at times when I woke up, but nothing too crazy. It's definitely better, surprising. I've been eating a lot less food. It's weird. Like, I think I weighed myself Thanksgiving morning, 189 pounds. Didn't weigh myself till today, Monday. Lost 4 pounds the last few days. It's mostly water weight. Lack of carbs yesterday. I had to think about something. Our minds are often in a place of insecurity about itself. And in today's world, our tribal instincts are being so tempted or so hijacked that we would rather subscribe to a group and not speak our mind and be open and take the risk of honesty, or in many cases take the risk of hypocrisy, of being exposed to hypocrisy, because we want to stay fitting in, we don't want to be excluded. But imagine a situation where two people are hanging out and both of them are trying to cut back on pastries, but they're both so agreeable and worried about the other that they never speak up and say, hey, do we need the pastries today? Hey, I'd rather not have these today. Hey, if you want them, I don't need them. In Mexico, at least in the past, I was told by a friend that oftentimes you would go to somebody else's house, and if you didn't eat the food that they served you, or if you wasted any of it, it was considered rude and disrespectful, or if you didn't eat the food. But that was a long time ago, and food was much more scarce, and the ability to have such a big meal was a true celebration. That's why we celebrate meals, because it was rare to have that much food. Now we take that for granted, but what we really take for granted is our courage to speak our minds and tell the people around us what we think is wrong. And I'm arguing that some of that is that circle trap of, I enjoy so many of the modern pleasures that I don't want to give them up, even if I know that they're harming me. And if the people around me aren't giving them up, I don't want to lose them as friends, so I might as well participate even if I think it's wrong. And my philosophy is, if you have all humanity suffers from some level of hypocrisy. You could make claims that carnivorous animals suffer from hypocrisy, but in a situation where everyone is a hypocrite, some people have to have the courage to speak out and expose their hypocrisy. In my case, it would be about something like the weed or the nicotine or things like that, where it's like, it sounds like I'm a hypocrite if I say it's bad and I'm doing it, but that's only because I'm looking for a way to stop, to get that part of my mind that keeps the automatic habits going, part that beats your heart, part that blinks for you when you sleep, part that breathes for you. A lot of our behaviors are on that same pathway, and it takes a lot of work to undo those pathways. That is a literal psychological, neurological concept. That you're not just going to wake up tomorrow. Most of the time, most people are just going to wake up one day and have magical discipline or magical habit formation changes. You're going to have to work towards it. And the first step in that is not being scared to say that either you're scared or that you think something is wrong, even if you're doing it. The first step in making our lives better is recognizing what it is that is, what are our drugs of choice. For some of my friends who are conscious of them, it's World of Warcraft, for example. For others, it might be Netflix. For others, it might be pornography. For others, it might be binge eating. For me, it used to be most of those. To acknowledge if it's something that you recognize, it would be better if I didn't do this, or better if I did it much less or much more with intention. And I'll finish with what that means. When I go on YouTube and I spin the slot machine, let's say on my phone, it's literally designed like a slot machine, I'm just looking for something to pass my time and get my high going. But if I say to myself, I'm going to go into YouTube because it's 12 p.m. and Renaissance Periodization uploaded their latest video, and I'm curious if it's something I want to watch for learning for my career, that's a choice. If I go onto Netflix, oh, what can I watch? Let me look at the top 10 list. And if I'm looking at the top 10 list, I have no idea how accurate that is. They could be arbitrarily made. You go on even on Google, you see top 10 list for products. They're just advertisements for their advertiser links so that they can make money. There's no thought, rhyme, or reason necessarily behind the list. So you're easily manipulated to your choices. If, on the other hand, I'm going to go into Netflix because I have a specific thing that I want to watch, that's intention. And that's better for the mind. It makes us more confident. It makes us more respectable to ourselves. And we're not just mindlessly looking for excuses to feel pleasure. We are doing it with intention. And in my case, I often prefer with a purpose that extends to real life.